Yeah, thank you so much, the anchor, and greetings to those who are involved and to the president. I think my first question um, got to do with moderation. There have been client call from maybe right groups and other personalities in Cameroon regarding a federation. And the thing that the moderate stand of many people is that if the government of Cameroon takes us back to the pre-1972 form of state. That was the federation. So my question that is, will the IG moderate its stand if tomorrow there is a possibility or there's a call from the Fed or from the Cameroon government that we revisit the 19 or pre-1972 form of state? That's the first question. Then the second question is, there is rumor and there have been an attempt, when I follow right up from some pro-government activists and paros in Cameroon, they are talking of an all-anglophone conference. They are now advocating for an all-anglophone conference, meaning that they want all Anglophones, let me use the word Southern Cameroonians, because they are Southern Cameroonians, to come together and find out what is their problem and table it. Would the IG be comfortable if today there is another meeting of all Southern Cameroonians, or let me say Anglophones, that meet, then come out with a unanimous decision or something? Would the IG accept this? Or what would be the reaction of the interim government to this? Maybe I want to get your reactions on those two questions. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Combo, thank you for the question. I don't know how to define moderation in this sense. Let me just underline this way. The only solution to this problem will be, first of all, negotiation. It will come through negotiation. We will defend ourselves till negotiation comes. But that negotiation, we should trust that if we can sit, we will have a solution from the table. Nobody should go out there and say, Sako and the government, they are the problem, they have this stand, they are this stand, they are extremists, they have tried to call us all kinds of names. I want every diplomat to hear. The only negotiation that will make sense, and the only common sense resolution that will make sense, is one that is based on the principle of equality. We have to meet La Republic as equals before a solution can proceed. Because in 1961, we were equals. Of course, that's what the UN resolution said. A federation of two states of equal status. So let them explain to us what equality meant, differently from what I know. And then what has happened to that equality? That La Republic can suddenly give us something. Or we take it or we don't take it. So moderate, come and take this. You are not moderate, well, I can give you this. I cannot give you this. Where has the equality gone to? So whether it is, people say federation of two states of equal status, whether it is, and I'm being, this is moderation now. I'm the most moderate I can speak. Whether it is whatever, some people are here, they floating around confederation, they float, those are ideas that come on any table when people are seated. But what kind of table will it be? La Republic, the Cameroon Parliament, passing a resolution and telling us that this is the way to go? No. We don't have legitimate representatives of the people of Southern Cameroon in that foreign parliament since the restoration of the restoration of our independence in 2017. We don't. No elections are taking place. We don't have. They cannot impose on us. And indeed, that's the parliament of the Republic of Cameroon that was there before we joined it. So they cannot impose on us. So any solution If you say this is a moderate solution, this is a good solution, this is a middle ground solution, let that solution be the result of a table dialogue, which or negotiation that puts the two of us on the same pedestal. Then we talk. If the result from that table is this or that, Sako will not say no. Yes, the people, just as it were in Pumba, the government of the Southern Cameroons, led by the president, the prime minister, John Bufoncha, and the rest of the people, including my great-grandfather, the Endelis, they met as an equal delegation, although nothing proceeded from there. If we will meet again to discuss on what is moderate, what is good, what is that, we have to go back to the place of equality. And I can say here before all this solid Cameroons and Ambazonia that whatever will proceed from such a table, I will only be a vote on that table. I will only be a voice on that table. I cannot determine the outcome. And all this the desire to decide the outcome before the table is the problem. Some people really want to determine the outcome before they set up the table. That's La Republique. Because they don't know how to talk. They don't know dialogue. It's not in their DNA. If they call you for dialogue, they call you for a dialogue before the dialogue. The purpose of the first dialogue is to corrupt you. Then the second one is for the photo ops, for people to see that people they are talking democracy at work here. Democracy lies. So, and I will not have that kind of talks with them. I will never, as far as this breath going through my nostrils, have such a discussion with them. We will only go back to the table as it were. And if the table is not set in that order, that we are coming to meet as equals, we will not participate. That is why sometimes you saw us withdraw here, condemn this one and condemn. They say, oh, that's why we're not in Canada, to tell you the truth. In Canada, it was engineered by the Prime Minister Ngute. And why did they reject
Swiss?
Swiss? It's because that is what, in my own judgment, was close to the element of equality needed for such a dialogue. As two people, two nations, two delegations, they ran away from it. If that will happen, ask me if I will join. Ask me if I will be part of the problem, part of the solution. Those who are trying to hold all Southern Cameroons, all anglophones, conference to know what we stand for. For me, all anglophones are not fighting for the restoration of our independence. They are not responsible for everything that is happening to us, the war that is going on. They are not. So if they decide to call for all Anglophone, I consider them, if they are not actors in the current setting, then I consider them civil society. Because when you talk of that all Anglophone, who do you mean? All the CPDM people, all the remnants of SDF, all the churches and the people we see today, including the satanic bishops that I see around, all of them will join together and say, it is the all Anglophone. They are not they are not actors in this setting. So when you want to resolve a problem, the actors must sit. Not everybody who is concerned, who has a concern, no. Because any so-called, if any civil society can meet at any time and discuss and recommend to the actors. I want to say that, let us hear, if the so-called all Anglophones, including CPDM, including all kinds of people, all people, including my country people, all of them are Southern Cameroon. All of them come and join together and have a meeting, and they think that they are trying to solve the problem. They are only going to come out with a recommendation. If the idea is that that is where the blueprint for the solution of the problem will come from, it is nonsense. Because any solution by any group of people that does not disarm the people in the bush is a waste of time. Yes, any solution you propose is just, you put on the table is a proposal. But if that solution is not good enough to cause those that are resisting, that are fighting this occupation, to voluntarily put down their arms, that is not a solution. That's an imposition. So we are saying that let the people meet. And of course, if they have something called all anglophones, I will not be there because I'm not an anglophone. Yes. If they don't even have the guts to call it all sorting Cameroon civil society meeting together, they will still have to say anglophone because certainly they have never had the guts since 1992 to even call it all sorting Cameroonians. They will still call it all anglophone. Who is anglophone? What does anglophone mean? Is this a linguistic problem? You call me anglophone. You know how many people who are parents on the other side who also speak English, and according to Chiroma, they are anglophones. So if you make an all anglophone, I will look at you. I will listen. Probably if they want, after they make their resolution, they should send a recommendation to the government of Southern Cameroon and send a recommendation to La République du Cameroon. Because not every your side in this conflict is not determined by your birth, but it's determined by your ideological stance. So for somebody to say I was also born in a corner, the other one say I was born in I was born in the, therefore I'm also anglophone. So all anglophone we want to decide now. No, that will be a mixed multitude of infiltrators and naysayers gathered together because they speak English, and they come and sit there and say they are deciding for a conflict. How do you decide for a conflict where you are not a party? So I believe that people should get together. They should know who they are, and if they are not the actors, then they are civil society with legitimate concerns. Let them gather. When they make a decision or resolutions, let them hand over those resolutions to the actors in the conflict, both national and international, and so that we can find a solution.